Gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Everybody gon' vote. Comrade! Labor right, them a go down, bang. Them a go down, bang. Them a go down. Is that? Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. Margie, him a God picking. No hope their work if you touch Margie. We now vote for Labour. Orange we a come out in now. If you love the PNP, who no step out for Marky G. Jamaica just come along with we. People time come, people time come, people time is up.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
Yeah, I say that we are. Pledge your allegiance.
Who's gonna run this town tonight?
Yeah, I say that we are.
We gonna run this town.
Make the trumpets play. Make the trumpets play.
Hear it often said that the elections are due by September. That is not constitutionally correct. What the Constitution provides for is an outer life for the date of Parliament, and that is 5 years, and the life of the Parliament commences on the first sitting of the Parliament after general elections, not when the general elections are held, because we know that the electoral laws require formalities to be complied with about counting, and sometimes space has to be given for recounts, judicial recounts. So it's important for all Jamaicans to understand that the life of the Parliament is not fixed, because we do not have fixed date elections, but the outer life of the Parliament is 5 years. And if elections are not called sooner, the Parliament automatically dissolves on the 5th anniversary after its first sitting. And then the Constitution also provides for the holding of elections within 3 months of the Parliament being dissolved. And that is set out at section 6T4 of the Constitution. Section 64(1) says that the Governor General may at any time, by proclamation published in the Gazette, prorogue or dissolve Parliament. Subsection 2 provides that subject to the provisions of subsection 3 of this section, Parliament, unless sooner dissolved, shall continue for 5 years from the date of its first sitting after any dissolution, and shall then stand dissolved. Subsection 3, at any time when Jamaica is at war, Parliament may from time to time extend the period of 5 years specified in subsection 2 of this section for not more than 12 months at a time, provided that the life of Parliament shall not be extended under this subsection for more than 2 years. It says, subsection 4 says, if between a dissolution of Parliament and the next ensuing general election of members of the House of Representatives, an emergency arises of such a nature that in the opinion of the Prime Minister it is necessary for the two houses or either of them to be summoned before that a general election can be held, the Governor General may, by proclamation published in the Gazette, summon the two houses of the preceding Parliament, and that Parliament shall thereupon be deemed except for the purposes of Section 65, not to have been dissolved, but shall be deemed, except, as said, to be dissolved on the date on which the polls are held in the next ensuing elections. And it indicates that in the exercise of his powers under this section, the Governor General shall act in accordance with the advice to the Prime Minister, provided that if the House of Representatives, by a resolution which has received the affirmative vote of a majority of all the members thereof, has resolved that it has no confidence in the government, the Governor General shall, by proclamation published in the Gazette, dissolve Parliament. So it provides for the dissolution of Parliament where there is a no confidence vote. And elections have to be held within 3 months after the Parliament is dissolved. All right, so that's the specific learning for members of the public today about the holding of elections. And I hope that members of the media who repeatedly report that elections are due by a particular time would take note of the provisions. Of course, we know that the elections may be called at any time. All right, so that is that. On that point, I hear it often said that the elections are due by...
The following is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
This is Raymond Price, MP candidate for East Central St. Catherine and environmental consultant. Let's talk the plain truth. The government's own report for February from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation shows that the water in parts of Kingston and St. Andrew had higher than acceptable levels of coliform bacteria. That means the water was unsafe, full stop. The cause? Animal waste, pesticide runoff, and poor environmental controls. And yet, we've heard nothing meaningful from the government or from the National Water Commission. No apology, no urgency, no real plan. Thankfully, Jesse James Clark stood up and brought this to the people's attention, forcing transparency in the face of official denial. I salute him for that. As a Jamaican and as an environmentalist, I say this clearly. Our water system needs proper attention and our people deserve better. We need facts, not cover-ups. Clean water, not excuses. And leaders, not spin doctors. It's time now for accountability.
Visit our website at pnp.org. National Party Media Unit.
This is Dr. Dayton Campbell, General Secretary of the People's National Party. As a medical doctor, I must speak plainly. What's happening at the Kingston Public Hospital is a public health emergency. 18 out of 20 areas tested at KPH showed dangerously high levels of mold on walls, ceilings, and even in the air patients and staff are breathing. Operating theaters have been shut down, surgeries delayed, and both healthcare workers and patients are being forced to operate in a facility that poses serious health risk. Let me be clear. More like this can trigger asthma, cause infections, and severely impact those who are already vulnerable. This is not just a building issue. It is a life issue. It's a leadership issue. How can the government stay silent when Jamaica's largest public hospital is literally falling apart? The People's National Party is calling for immediate action, full remediation of all affected areas, a national hospital audit, and a proper plan to protect the people who protect us, our doctors, nurses, and also the patients. We also demand answers. Who knew And why was nothing done? This is about lives, and the time for excuses is over. We stand with Dr. Alfred Dawes in demanding accountability and urgent action.
The following
Jamaica
is a release from
deserves
the
better.
People's National Party media unit. Visit our website.
The People's National Party has taken note of the gratuitous comments and public recitation of constitutional provisions by the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, the Honorable Marlene Malahou Fort, MP, regarding the timing of the next general election. At a time when the Jamaican people are experiencing immense hardship, with 58% saying the country is headed in the wrong direction, 66% believing corruption has increased over the last 5 years, and over 48% citing crime and violence as the country's biggest problem, the minister's intervention appears designed to inject uncertainty and confusion. It reeks of desperation and appears to test the patience of a people who are already demanding meaningful change. The Jamaican people expect to go to the polls by September 2025 to elect a new government. That expectation is not merely political, it is constitutional. It must not be frustrated. The public is already engaged, with nearly 42% of Jamaicans saying they definitely intend to vote, and another 11% saying they are quite likely to vote when elections are called. The PNP reiterates that under Jamaica's constitution, if the Prime Minister does not advise the Governor-General to dissolve Parliament, it will do so automatically upon the completion of its term. Once Parliament is dissolved, a general election must be held within 3 months. Jamaica is not at war, and there are no conditions currently present that would permit a lawful extension or deviation from this timeline. We caution the JLP administration against abusing or misinterpreting any constitutional provisions for which the objective requirements do not exist. This government's track record of constitutional recklessness is well documented, from pre-signed Senate resignation letters to the appointment of an acting Chief Justice in breach of convention to the NIDS legislation which was struck down by the Constitutional Court. Jamaica's constitutional democracy is strong and resilient, but it must not be undermined by an administration attempting to extend its time in power by dubious means. It must be noted that while Jamaicans are steadfast and committed to democratic norms, the minister's comments are dangerously provocative and entirely unnecessary. Both political parties are already in campaign mode, and the people rightly expect an election by September 2025. If the minister's statement was merely an attempt to test public reaction or distract from the mounting failures of governance, let it be known the PNP will not be distracted, nor will we back down from our duty to stand with the people. I am therefore calling on the Prime Minister to urgently clarify the purpose of the minister's comments and to reassure the nation that there will be no attempt to delay the election or interfere with the constitutional timeline. Now, more than ever, the country needs leadership, not evasion, distraction, or constitutional mischief.
Visit our website at pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP.
Oh, no, go on the first promise. On the things that we are putting back in the office. On the things that we are novice. On the better listen to this. Vote them out, cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out, cause when they win them a go dump way. We have to tell them promptly, people just vote them out, cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out, we have to tell them promptly, cause when they win them a go dump way. Marky G, you know you the people them really want to see a great leader who will talk to we. Put on the boat and go, they go walk to we. Yes, go march to we, because we have some guy with them on a intention, leading the country in the wrong direction. That's why we come to make we own a selection. This we are gonna do when in call the election. Vote them out, cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out, cause when they win them a go dump way. So we are tell them promptly, people just vote them out, cause them not see we when we hungry. Vote them out from Kingston to country. Vote them out, cause when they win them a go dump way. We have to tell them